Second, you shall be circumcised. In verses 9 through 14, God talks about Abraham's end of the deal, saying, as for you, you must keep your covenant. As for you, you must keep your covenant. People think that no matter what they do, God will do everything. Or they do whatever they want to do, saying, if it is not God's will, He will let me know. They are greatly mistaken. Covenant is a contract. Two parties are related, and there are terms and conditions, and both parties must keep their end of the deal. So, in your relationship with God, there are things that you must do. Remember this. In your relationship with God, there are things you must do. Do you want God to do great things for you? Then God says, you must keep your covenant. You must keep my covenant. What should Abraham do to keep the covenant? Look at verses 10 and 11. Let's read these verses together. Let's go. This is my covenant with you and your descendants after you, the covenant you are to keep. Every male and you shall be circumcised. You are to undergo circumcision, and it will be the sign of the covenant between me and you. God asked Abraham to circumcise himself and all the males in his household. Since Abraham left his country and his people and his father's household according to God's calling, there was nothing else Abraham should do to fulfill the covenant, except one thing, that he would just remain in the covenant. As he studied his covenant relationship with God in Genesis chapter 12, by accepting God's vision of being a source of blessing for all peoples on earth, he just needed to keep this vision of God in his heart all the time. Then God himself would do his part, transforming Abraham into the father of many nations. God would fulfill his part of the deal. Right then, Abraham was not keeping his covenant because he gave his heart to something else, his son, to be a good father. So God asked him to keep his covenant. How? By cutting off that desire. So that instead of pursuing a small citizen's desire to be an exalted father for his son Ishmael, he would pursue God's great vision upon his life continually. Circumcision was the sign that he cut off his small citizen's desire to be an exalted father for his son Ishmael and accept God's great vision for him to be the father of many nations. In this way, with the circumcision, God wanted Abraham to be very practical and concrete in his decision to live as his covenant person. So simply accept God's vision and make your decision very clear through circumcision. So the circumcision would be the expression of his acceptance of God's vision. So without this circumcision, not just the physical one, but real one, no one can live as God's covenant person. In the Old Testament, God issued 613 laws for the Israel people. All of them, among all of them, three major ones are the Sabbath, then the offering, and then circumcision. These three are main ones. And then God asked these Israel people to circumcise themselves. So they identify themselves as circumcised people. And now for the Christians, the same principle is applied. If we want to live as God's covenant people, we must circumcise ourselves. Instead of living as small citizens in this world, we must pursue God's great vision. In order to do that, we need to cut off that small citizen's desire. God commanded Abraham to circumcise not only himself, but also his son and all the males in his household. So in his household, everyone would be circumcised, accepting God's covenant vision for Abraham's life and pursuing it all together. So all the people in his household share the same vision, same hope, and same value system, and thereby same lifestyle. In that way, they become really one, having the same concern, hope, and vision, and lifestyle. As a result, they can communicate with each other freely, and in one mind and heart, they can pursue God's great grand covenant vision for Abraham all together. This is the concept of the church. All the members being circumcised, living for God's purpose alone, and God's great vision all together in one mind and heart. At that time, we are really one. That's what church is about. Each church is that way. Then what? That each church is strong and powerful. And then as they enjoy same hope and same concern, same value system, and same lifestyle, they can enjoy really intimate fellowship with each other. That's called Christians' koinonia. Then what about anyone who did not have the circumcision in Abraham's household? God says, any uncircumcised male who has not been circumcised in the flesh will be cut off from his people. He has broken my covenant. That person cannot be one with all others. All others, they laugh together, they weep together because they sense the same way. But this person is just isolated. No one isolates him, but he feels he's isolated. Why? The value system is different. Hope is different. Concern is different. So he cannot be one with them. What happens to this person? Eventually, he falls off. That's what God is talking about. Any uncircumcised male who has not been circumcised in the flesh will be cut off from his people. He has broken my covenant. So, all the members in the church must be circumcised, must have this vision of God. Then, as one army, we can go and expand God's kingdom powerfully. That's how church should operate. Look at verses 15 and 16. Let's read these verses together. Let's go. God also said to Abraham, as for Sarai, your wife, you are no longer to call her Sarai. Her name will be Sarah. I will bless her and will surely give you a son by her. I will bless her so that she will be the mother of nations. Kings of people will come from her. The name Sarai means my princess, whereas the new name Sarah means the mother of nations. The expression my princess shows a princess mindset. Let's say a girl has a princess mindset. So how does she behave? What is her way of thinking? She expects all people, everyone to center around her. So they would gather around her and admire her beauty and her beautiful dress and her earrings, her manicure and pedicure, and lining up all the way to dance with her. So everything according to her style, really. That's a princess style, princess mindset. Think about Sarai living as Sarai, as Abraham's princess, while Abraham lived as the father of many nations. Struggling with so many others to take care of them and then being concerned about them. His heart is dedicated to them. Then what about Sarai? She feels always lonely. Honey, how come you don't spend time with me? Honey, I'm lonely. Come home quickly. But Abraham cannot go that way any longer. So as a result, she feels miserable. There is jealousy, there is sense of competition, loneliness, sorrow, anger, and that kind of family cannot stand. She will feel really miserable. That's why when God changed Abraham to Abram, the father of many nations, He also changed Sarai to Sarah, mother of many nations. Then they have the same concern. And then as one dream team, they can pursue the same vision together. That's how God established God's covenant family.